Okay guys, today we're going to do the primer ball, fuel lines, and carburetor on a Craftsman turbo chainsaw. Alright, so take this bolt, and this bolt out. It's a T25 Torque or a flathead screwdriver. You're also going to have to take the recoil off to be able to get the primer ball out. So this bolt, and this bolt over here. Alright, that gives you good access to the primer ball and everything. 8mm, take these two off, take that off. Okay, pull the throttle out. It'll come straight out, but you got to throttle it up a little bit. See how it hooks right over that? You throttle it up a little bit and then pull straight out. Let's see if I can do it with a pair of pliers maybe in front of you. It's kind of easier when I got two hands, but hold on. Right tool for the job. Let's do this. Throttle up, pull it over. Bam, comes right out. Then you're going to pull this up, and this whole carburetor comes off one piece just like that. Then we're going to remove the fuel lines. Now we're going to take off the throttle arm. We're going to set the new carburetor right up next to it. Then we're going to put the throttle arm right back in the way it went. The choke arm, you got to squeeze these two tabs and pull it straight out. And I'm just going to go ahead and remove all these fuel lines. These look alright and everything, and if you don't have to, you don't have to replace them. But at the same time, man, it's you might as well do it. The kit, I'm going to show you a kit. It's in the description right below here. It'll have everything: fuel lines, filters. It has everything, carburetor, everything in it. It's super cheap, so you might as well just replace them all. So go ahead and just rip all the lines out. Take these two screws out, remove the primer ball, take the gas cap off, drain the tank, and then remove the line and filter that's still in the tank. See, that line looked good, but look, that filter's not even hooked to it. So that's why you replace it all. Cut your fuel line into a point, stick it in the furthest spot here, get it in all the way, pull it out the tank about this much. Cut the tip off the fuel line, and then push your fuel filter on it. Then slowly pull on this line until this filter is laying on the very bottom of the tank, kind of in the middle area. Just like that. That's good enough right there. Now this is going to be your inlet line. Actually, it doesn't go there. Your inlet line. So on your carburetor, the fuel inlet is the one closest to the fuel pump. A fuel pump side is going to have the single bolt in it. The diaphragm side is going to have the 4 bolts in it. So this one is closer to the fuel pump. So this is the one that the fuel inlet is going to go. That's on the side of the choke. So that's going to go right about here. So we're going to go ahead and cut that off right about here, and that's good for that. Alright, now this is a much thinner fuel line that goes in the other side, and it'll be in the description below too. You see how I cut a bunch of spots out to where half of it's gone for a long distance? And you're going to shove it all the way in there to where you can grab it with needles, because it's so thin it's hard to shove down in there. You're going to have to pull it from the other side. You only need it in the tank about, an inch. It just has to be inside the tank about an inch. Alright, you see how it sticks out there now, so you can easily get it and pull it. And that's all you're going to do, is you're just going to pull it through a few times. Just make sure that it's in there about an inch of a good line. Alright, this is a return line, so this is going to go to the primer ball. The long end of the primer ball is the push out end. This is the suction. So this is going to suck it through. This end will go to the carburetor on the diaphragm side. It's going to suck fuel from this through the carburetor. This is going to push the fuel back into the tank, and that's how it primes it. So you only have to cut it off to right about there, because you don't have to have a lot of line. Alright, so here's the brand new primer ball. We're going to hook up the long line to this one, the long nipple to this one line. Now the short nipple is going to go to the diaphragm side, nipple on the diaphragm side of the carburetor. So on the new carburetor, diaphragm's down here. See, the nipple's closer. to the diaphragm. That's that one. The old carburetor both were on the same side, but it would still been the same thing. Diaphragm side, the closer nipple. But you would, on the old one, you would have had to run the line all the way back to this side. So make sure you cut that much line to get back to this side. On the new carburetor, it's on this side, aftermarket, it's all. So we only need a short piece of line. We're going to go ahead and do that now. Kind of like that. Now we're going to go ahead and just slide this carburetor in place. Just kind of get it slid in place, and then get this line on that and this line on that. Got the fuel line on there, fuel line on there. Just rubber choke down in there. Grab this with needle nose, give it slight throttle, and slide it in. Now just something that I noticed on this nipple was pointed down and it was binding up on this cable. I just gave it a slight twist that way, and then it's working fine now. Alright, so that's all in place. Now we're going to take the two screws that hold this on and screw it back down. Alright, that's all in place. Now we're going to grab the air filter assembly, right? I think that's what's next. Yeah, I'm going to pop that bugger back on. Two 8mm nuts. A new air filter in it. Comes in the kit. Cover back on. Not missing anything, am I? Yeah, looks like I got it all. Cover back on, tighten it down. Put the recoil back on, tighten it down. Then you put gas in it, prime it up, choke it, ready to go. That easy. Alright guys, this helped you in any way, shape, or form. Give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. All the parts will be in the description below. Today's t-shirt will also be in the description below. If you want me to wear any of your business shirts, just mail them to me. Mail me a business t-shirt and I'll wear it through a bunch of videos, give you some free advertising. Peace.